Hello and welcome back to my channel. A little bit of a change of scenery today. I am in Jack's bedroom because I'm actually going to film a video about his cloth nappies after this one. But first of all, I wanted to film this one and I thought it was pointless setting up in two different places, so here it is where I'm filming. Anyway, the video today is, as the title suggests, all about independent playtime. This is something that I am absolutely loving with Jack, and I thought it'd be fun to do a video on it. I looked it up on YouTube and I couldn't find much about it on YouTube, so I thought, let's go ahead and make a video about it. I'm going to split this video up into 3 different parts, hopefully to prevent me from rambling too much. First up, I'm going to talk about what independent playtime is. I'm then going to talk about why you would want to do independent playtime and the benefits of it, and also how I implemented independent playtime with Jack and how you could possibly implement it yourself. So, keep watching. Alright, so what is independent playtime? It is what it sounds like. It's playtime that is done independently. So it means that a child or an infant can play on their own without anybody else there, and they're happy to do so. That's what it is. It's a time for playing independently. The way it looks can be sort of different for everybody because, of course, you tailor it to suit your needs and your child's needs. You know your child best. You know what is going to work best. But the basics of it is that it is independent. Usually the adult or the parent is not within eyesight, because trust me, if you try and be within eyesight, it's not going to work out so well. It's kind of that old thing, you know, out of sight, out of mind. It works with babies. The next thing is that it is also parent-led. So while it is parent-led, like the parent decides when independent playtime will take place, the parent also decides how long independent playtime will last. You also get to those decisions based on your child and what you know your child needs. So it's not like a one-size-fits-all kind of scenario. But that's what independent playtime is. It's a time for a child to play independently. Why would you want to do independent playtime, and what are the benefits of it? So, to me, independent playtime, for the benefits for the child, is that it encourages the use of their imagination. It also encourages their concentration span to lengthen, and it teaches them to not have to need your constant entertainment. And that, I think, is a good thing for a child to learn. I think that's a good thing for anybody to learn. We shouldn't have to constantly be entertained by something else or someone else. We should be able to entertain ourselves for a length of time. So that's, for me, that's, you know, a great thing for my child. I would love that his, you know, concentration span is good and that his imagination is developing. The benefits for the parent. There are lots of benefits for the parent. One is that it gives you a break. I mean, that's common sense. Your child is going to be playing independently on their own. Yeah, it's just great. You get a little break throughout the day. It also means you can get things done that you possibly would have a difficult time doing when your child is around. For instance, Jack has a morning and afternoon independent playtime. In the morning, I use that time I usually put on my makeup and do my hair if we're going out somewhere. In the afternoon, I use that time to get my washing in, to fold it and sort it and everything and put it away before his little hands can get onto it. So it is fantastic for that. I think it's also been really good, just from my point of view, for that time, that separation anxiety phase, where he just wanted to be with me 24/7, and he was teething at the same time, not all the time, but part of the time he was, and it was just really, really hard. And those little spaces throughout the day got me through the day. It got us through the day, you know, we had a break from each other, and, you know, it worked really well. So those are the benefits for the parent. The benefit for the family as a whole. Now, I only have one child at the moment, but I am hoping to have more than one child, and so I'm thinking long term. Now, the benefits for the family is that if your child or toddler knows how to play independently and is content to do so, then it makes it so much easier when you then have a new baby come into the scene, because you can set your toddler up to play on their own for a little while you attend to the needs of the new baby. So it works out really, really well for that. It also works out well for those of us who are planning to homeschool or are homeschooling. If you have to give your undivided attention to a child, then you know your other child is going to be happy and content to play for a certain amount of time on their own. So to me, those are fantastic benefits for the entire family. I think it's really, really great. Now, I do have to stipulate, independent playtime is not about putting your child into a bedroom and forgetting about them, or wherever, putting them somewhere and forgetting about them and going and painting your nails or something like that. That's not what it is about at all. Obviously, your child has needs. I'm going to talk about that next and how we implemented independent playtime with Jack. So, how we started doing independent playtime with Jack, it was actually completely unintentional at first. I would put him down under his little play gym for like 5 minutes at a time when he was a newborn even. Like, I would just do that because I needed to get up and use the bathroom or something, you know, like you need a time to put your baby down. And so I started doing that without thinking, really. It was just sort of part of my day. So I didn't formally start independent playtime until he turned 9 months old. And that wasn't like it wasn't like I was waiting till that time. It was just the first time I'd actually thought about it. And so that's how we started, and I was really terrified at first that he wouldn't do well with it, but he far exceeded my expectations, and I'm going to tell you a bit more about that now. So when I was starting off with it, I was like, how long do I do it for? How long should he be playing on his own, you know? So I'm going to link a blog post that I found particularly helpful down below. It is a blog all about Babywise. Now I know that that is a very controversial book. I personally have no issues with the book. I find that many people who do have issues have never actually read the book, and I think it is a fantastic foundation for just for the family in general. I think it works really well as long as you use your common sense and your logic. You know your child best, and you know it is going to work for your child. So I don't need any comments about telling me to research the book and do you know who, you know, all that kind of stuff. I know about it, thank you, I've done my research. So, carrying on now, because I am rambling a bit, how we implemented it with Jack is I set up his cot. Obviously his cot's safe, he can stay in there, he sleeps in it every night and for nap times, but I set it up, the windows, the curtains are open so it's nice and bright in his room so he knows it's not nap time, obviously. I put on classical music. He has 3 toys and a board book. So I rotate those toys on a weekly basis, and as well as the book as well. And he just has those, and the idea is that he's only going to need that much to entertain himself. And you know, those are all the toys he needs. He's happy, he's content with those. So he has music, and he has the board book, and his 3 toys. And I turn on a timer for 30 minutes. And that might seem crazy to some of you who've not ever done independent playtime for you, but Jack is so happy and content to play. He could play easily for 45 minutes most of the time, but I just limit it to 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the afternoon. Now before he has his independent playtime, it's usually not long after he's woken up from a nap, so he is well rested. His tummy is full, so he's well fed, and he has got a fresh nappy on. So he is in like the ultimate time to play happily on his own. I would not put my child in there when he is hungry or tired or, you know, he has a wet nappy or whatever and expect him to play happily. He's in the best state that he could be. So I set it up like that. I turn on the timer, I say, have fun my darling, play with your toys, mummy will be back in a little while. And he usually does. There's not usually any fuss or crying. On the odd occasion he'll whinge a little bit, but he very quickly gets distracted by his toys and he's happy with that. So I leave him for 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the afternoon. And it's just been like, I can't even tell you how much I love it, because he has a nap in the morning, about an hour-long nap in the morning, and then he has his independent playtime not long after that. And then we have lunch and we do some activities, and then he has an afternoon nap, which is usually 1.5 to 2 hours, and then he has another independent playtime after that. And then by that time it's practically, you know, dinner, bath, bottle, bed kind of time. So it just makes the day flow really well. It gives us both a break from one another. He loves playing on his own, and I actually find sometimes in the past he's been super grouchy, and I thought there's no way he's going to do independent playtime now. And I put him in there and he's happy as Larry. Sometimes I think he's just like, Mum, would you give me some space? And it works really well for us. I really, really, really enjoy doing it. And he certainly hasn't suffered as a result. Not that there's any reason. And the only time he has ever cried during independent playtime is the day he's been cutting a new tooth. And in that instance, I always cut it short. Like, I don't leave him in there because there's no point. He's not happy. He just wants me. Usually those days he just wants to be on me all day long. And I just accept it for what it is. He's teething, he's in pain, and he needs his mother. So, and I know my child, he doesn't usually cry, like really cry, unless there's something wrong or he's in pain, you know. And so, like I say, you've got to base it off your own parental judgment. You know your child best, you know what's going to work. But I truly think this is a very valuable asset to have. It also means that when we go out somewhere, I don't need to take a whole trolley full of toys with us. I can just take one or two and he's happy and content with those because he's used to using his imagination and being content with just a few. And so yeah. So that is all about independent playtime. I hope you have found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I will do my best to try and answer them. And give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you would like to hear more from me and like to see a little bit about Jack. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye! Oh my gosh, this is my 6th attempt at filming this video. The first 4 attempts were yesterday, and Jack was teething and did not want to leave his mother's side or settle or be alone for any length of time whatsoever, and so I gave up. And then I finally got him settled and I tried it. The 5th attempt ended with a dead battery and